Yeah, I was thinking, what about the Underlord as well? We don't see it so often these days, but I feel like you could get away with it.
It's okay. It's not. It's more like. It's not quite as team fight heavy. It's more like a very aura heavy kind of hero. It's not too bad, but I think you want something that can like be a little bit more aggressive than the Underlord.
Okay.
Again, Darkseer might be okay. I suggested it the last couple of games, but Darkseer Shaman sounds really weird. I think the thing is, if you take Tide and you get Gush at level 1, just Shaman hits so hard. It's really good. And I think they just want to pick this whole let's just group up and fight kind of lineup into this Lycan. What else could they need? They could play the Pango off lane as well against the Lycan, but I feel like you're just giving the Lycan a free lane then.
It does sound rough. It doesn't sound fantastic. Yeah. They could pick a carry now as well. It also seems likely, you know, for fourth pick.
Or Monkey King maybe. Yeah, okay. I like that a lot. I think this is the.
See, you've played yourself now because you've already talked about why it was good. Now they pick it, you're just like, oh great, they picked the Tide.
I just get to double down and know that I'm a boss ass bitch after calling it. That's all. You know.
Yikes. Yeah, no, a very solid pick for all the reasons Mo previously mentioned, and now we can.
So, but then the Pango's going to be mid now, right? Because you see that the Tide's off lane. So, what do you pick as your position 1? Do you double down on this whole lineup of just wanting to end by like 25 minutes with Shaman Wards and Ravage and whatnot, or do you pick something that, just in case it goes wrong, but scales a little bit better as your position 1 for Empire?
Yeah,
I still think something like a Monkey King might be really strong here.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. I mean, like either team can pick up the Monkey King or Ursa. That's right, and
Radiant team.
Yeah, they ban out the Terrorblade on Kaban, so they're definitely saying like we want one of those heroes. I think these are going to be hotly contested.
Okay,
but I mean, Team Empire can ban one and pick the other for themselves, and that's going to completely block Kaban out being able to pick it.
I think whatever Empire pick mid needs to also lane against Lycan well. Otherwise, they're just going to shove the Lycan mid and counterpick something that owns Tide in the laning stage. So you have to be careful here if you're Empire.
5 seconds remaining.
But Shaman Tide's such a strong lane. They have really good kill potential between them.
I mean, any lane you put Oracle in is automatically pretty damn good as well.
Yeah, I mean the Oracle would have been really good with the TB as well. Obviously, just saving him, allowing him to get that Sunder off.
Yeah.
What else could they go? Could they pick a Huskar?
Oh.
They could, right?
That hero recently, but they.
It's not great against Lycan, but it's this whole timing thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of lockdown for him, though. I feel like if you're playing the Huskar, you want to be able to roam, but with these early hexes and sleeps as well, it might just negate his ability to be an early game wrecking ball. I think it'd be too much.
I think they can just hit this timing, really. I think Monkey King or Huskar will be the two I would pick. Some kind of like possible lane.
I think it's going to be Monkey King. I'd be surprised if it isn't. I think they ban Ursa and take the Monkey King.
There's a raise. They could pick Kunkka as well. Then maybe would be okay. It's not awful. I honestly I'd just pick Huskar. I think that it's super strong here.
Okay, we'll see what they decide to go for.
Team pick.
Oh, there's Huskar.
Yeah, that's exactly the same as Huskar. You know, early game, very aggressive, wanting to end the game quickly. Yeah, exactly the same. Good job. I think you've kind of negated your Tide Hunter prediction, and now you just kind of null again.
The Spectre's really good at picking off these squishy supports on the backline, though. Like, if you pop Haunt, you basically see the whole fight before it even starts, right? And this allows the Tide and the Pango to get these big ults off that they want to, and like hit the right targets that they need. We used to see Liquid first pick Spectre Doom. It was like quite a while ago now, but they would pop this Haunt, and then Doom would just blink in and Doom like whoever he needed to, because he saw everybody at the start of the fight. It's awesome. So I think they need some kind of burst damage or like early tempo here on Kaban. I don't think you can go late game anymore against these heroes.
Okay, so go for the Lifestealer.
Okay.
I think that's okay. It's tempo enough. I don't want to see him going for a Radiance or anything like that. I think this is absolutely a armlet game.
The thing is, what's happened here is, again, you see that this Pango's going mid and the Spectre's going safe lane now, though. They're shoving this like mid that we talked about. And all of a sudden, this Lycan has an absolutely free lane against this Pango.
Yeah.
This Lifestealer should be okay against the Tide.
I mean, we'll see how he does. I don't know how free of a lane it's going to be for the Lycan, but
I really don't like this Spectre pick. If they can get to like 30 minutes plus, then yeah, sure. But I feel like this Lycan's just going to have a free game and take over now.
Interesting.
But they could put the Tide mid still and put the Pango off lane. I'd prefer that, I think. I think you just need to make sure this Lycan doesn't have a good start.
I mean, the one thing I like about the Lifestealer, though, is that there's so much magical lockdown. You know, provided he doesn't get a lucky shot or something early on in the fight, then being able to just kind of run at this this Shadow Shem without worried about Hex or Shackles, really, really nice. Also does pretty well versus the Spectre as well. Of course, the percentage-based damage of Feast goes through the Dispersion, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, the Lifestealer is a good matchup against the Spectre in the late game. It kind of forces you to build the Spectre differently, where sometimes you would go for that heart and whatnot, but you'll probably see him build towards a Butterfly in the late game instead.
Yeah, Scuddy's pretty good against him as well, against Lifestealer. It does still give you that kind of big health pool, but slowing him down is just so much worth the trade-off.
Abyssal Butterfly is a decent option as well for the Spectre in the late game here.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to watch what she goes for. And I don't think we'll be seeing a Radiance, even though we have a Spectre and a Lifestealer in this game. I really don't think either of these heroes are going to go for a Radiance.
I think Lifestealer will still.
You reckon?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I think it affects their momentum too much, though. Like, I think if Kaban pull ahead, they want to be able to end this game, and a Radiance is not going to be the item they could. Want for that.
I guess if they can end in like 20 minutes and this Lycan goes ham at the start of the game, yeah, you just build Armlet and run down lanes, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him build a Midas still at the start and just look to see where he goes after that.
Yeah, I still think he builds Midas. I wouldn't be surprised by that, just because they want to be fighting. They want to be putting pressure on. That's what Midas has become. It's kind of got this like free pass to put pressure on and still make money. And of course, he loves the attack speed. Elmo going to come into contact with Phobos here. Phobos just going to lay some slaps onto him.
I'm looking forward to seeing this Tide Shaman lane, though. I feel like they should be able to really put the hurt into this Lifestealer. This Bane's heading down towards bot lane, actually. That's interesting. So they might just be leaving this Lifestealer by himself.
Phobos okay. He's taking quite a lot of damage, and with the blast coming through, he is now going to pop that Drunken Brawler to try and get himself away. We'll be under tower, so everything's all right. Meanwhile, Biver and Archangel fight up with one another as the salvers pop from the brew, and Synderen comes in as well. This may be turning the tides as Archangel being run down here. Phobos chasing him down. Elmo going to throw across this dagger onto Biver to try and slow him down, and will not get him in range for the Earth Spike, which does save the Oracle. Nice heads-up player by Elmo there.
Phobos is going to really be wishing he had Clap there instead of the Drunken Brawler to get that kill, but not to be, unfortunately.
Not many people want the Clap, but yeah, DK Phobos definitely does.
Has he taken... Yeah, he has taken Gush at level 1 on Tide. I really like this.
I have a really cool story about the flat Clap, by the way, but I'm not going to say it on stream.
Yeah, another time.
Another time. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, it's going to be Kodos on the Pangolier versus Lycan, being played by 9, and 9 once again off to a very good start as Kodos is yet to get a last hit and still struggling actually as well, an orb's just flown past us. It'd be rude not to watch it, so
he's going towards Synderen. Gank him. He almost cancelled his TP in the bot lane before he left, which would have been a disaster for him.
Yeah, I assume so. Sayu trading up very well with the Bane right now as well, because of course Shaman, he's got 76 damage. It ain't nothing to mess with.
Yeah, look at this Gush as well though. Hit him, dude. He has no salve as well left on Skitter, so he has to be careful.
Yeah, there's a ton of damage coming out from this lane right now, but Synderen coming around. He wants to get the Brain Sap. Might struggle here. The Shackles come out. Actually got to stop him getting the Brain Sap off. Do they have enough damage? They don't before the Brain Sap comes off, and now the Fairy Fire comes through, but the right clicks will be enough. Sayu smashing through the Bane's defenses and finding them the first blood here in the top lane. Meanwhile, down at bottom, Archangel's in trouble as well. Oracle backing himself away. Phobos falling low. This Purge comes through, and Elmo finds a right click, but Biver looking for the return onto Archangel here. Does land the ground spike, finds a kill, and Elmo cannot chase for anything more after that. So
there is no way an Oracle Spectre should be getting a kill in this lane, I'm sure. That should not be happening.
I feel like you're really underestimating the power of these two, though. I mean, Dagger and Orb do a ton of damage, and the moment this Oracle hits level 2, which with what we see, the Purifying Flames, it ain't nothing to mess with. No.
Yeah, like when the Oracle hits level 3, yeah, maybe, but when they're both level 2, like...
Yeah, I'm surprised to see it at level 2 as well. One of the best voice lines in the game, of course.
You think this mid lane CS, by the way? This Lycan's starting to pull ahead.
He's been ahead the whole time, actually.
Deny the inventory.
Oh, God. He's got a bottle. Why would you build bottle versus Lycan?
He's just playing with the wolves.
Yeah, he's being juked. These wolves are way faster than him. Yeah.
Like, he's just denying everything in the mid lane.
Come on, I can get it. He really wants
it. Chase the doggy.
Nine is having such a good time in this lane. We'll now get disarmed, but who cares? There weren't any last hits to get anyway.
Oracle gets a nice pull off in the bot lane just to bring the creep wave back towards Spectre. And how's Lifesteal is doing okay, I guess. Has he had to bring out any more regen? I assume not yet, but probably will soon.
No, I think it's been okay. 2 points in Feast help out a little bit as well. Comes and interrupts this pull. We'll try and take a couple of these creeps for himself, but Sayu just does a ridiculous amount of damage. 83 damage on Sayu, so he can easily steal the CS from Skidder there and stop him getting anything.
This Lycan's half a level ahead of this Pango now, and he hits the level 3 wolves, just spawns or just runs this Pango down. Like, he has to swashbuckle out.
Yeah, it very much feels like...
oh, this regen in the bot lane. The wolves are going to get it first.
This Bangalore, it's so sad right now. Biver will come in and grab the regen rune, but goodness me, that's not what the situation you want. Yikes. I mean, Kodos has lost mid every single time now. And not just like... fallen off. He's been dumpstered every time at mid, and it's mostly the matchups more than anything. You know, you predicted this one very rightly. We saw the troll versus the Monkey King.
Monkey, yeah.
Again, you know that's kind of how that matchup goes. So just not drafting well for Kodos here, to be honest. Feels bad.
Oh, Cinder in. This Shaman's level 4 already. Actually, wow.
Yeah,
he's having a great time.
To be fair, they're not shutting the Lifestealer out of much farm, though. They are just kind of messing with Sin more than anything.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're not really stopping Lifestealer from farming.
Bottom lane. Biver could be in some trouble here. So he's got that dagger stuck onto him here. And now with Purified Flames, it's not enough to bring him down. One more right click, though, will do the trick.
The line didn't pick up the rune either.
Whoa, Archangel, he gets it. The value of this Oracle right now. Backing himself away now as... well,
Phobos has a clap though in 1 second.
Yep. The dagger isn't going to be enough. DK Phobos just still chasing. Does actually give up eventually. Maybe he might want to turn around with the Drunken Brawler. Biver's here as well, but nope, they're just playing it nice and carefully.
Lycan has helm with a Dom, by the way. This tower is going to take some pounding.
Yeah, he's stolen the enemy catapult at 5 minutes. This is like... A few patches ago, I remember this being a thing in the safe lane. Nine's just like, you know, making it fresh, bring back what was old and make it new. And,
this tower's just dead.
Yeah, I don't think this tower's surviving this. I mean, how does Pangolier kill catapults?
He doesn't, is the answer.
He doesn't. Exactly right. Full points to MoFarah on that one.
And this is why Lycan's so good against this Pango in lane. I'm baffled.
Yep, bit of a confuse going on. Well, okay, things off to a relatively good start for Nine, I would say, once again. But how many times have we seen this happen this series? And it didn't work out for them last time. But things going a little bit better in the side lanes this time around.
This Spectre is having a really good time in the bot lane, though. He's just chilling.
Things have been pretty free. I mean, this is because of that kill they got earlier on. It kind of just takes any aggressive potential away from Kaban. They're too scared to try and go for anything.
I mean...
Lines. I was kind of chasing the ranged courier there. It's just never happening, but you gotta have dreams.
The Shaman's nearly a whole level ahead of the Lion, like in terms of these position 4s matching up against each other. And these heroes both have really strong level 6s that you want to be playing around. If the Shaman can hit level 6 first with the wards, it's a free tower instantly. Like, you just play with the Ravage and the wards, and you just fight and go.
Yeah, look at Nine in the middle lane. He's actually got the Troll Summoner to get the net off onto the Pangolier and just force him back. You kind of tell that he was hoping he'd throw down the ulti, but that didn't happen. Whatever.
Where's the wave clear coming in to deal with this Lycan as well?
I mean,
like when he gets this,
you've got the Tide. You can maybe swap out the Pangolier and the Tide.
I guess, yeah.
I don't think you want to leave the Lifestealer with that freedom.
Lycan has shapeshift now, though. So you see, he's just going to walk down to bot lane and just take another tower. Like, if he doesn't take a tower, he's going to get a free kill on this Oracle here.
Yeah, and the Purge comes out onto the creep, but unfortunately Oracle slide in the trees. It is a little bit awkward in here because it's so tight. They can only fit in 1 or 2 units at a time to attack him, but now he comes out the other side. I mean, he's dead all the same. It doesn't really matter. And straight onto the tower. Doesn't even have the creeps right now. Who cares? Who needs creeps?
He's just so tanky. Like, he has 16 HP regen. And then you see the Let Spectre's just going to have to go jungle. Like, he's going to just go for another tower for free.
Yep.
I think you have to bring the Tide down here really soon when he gets level 6. So he basically has to match up wherever the Lycan goes. Like you said before, just try and deal with these creeps. Yeah, you see he's TPing bot now. This is their only play.
Yep, they're trying to bring him down out. The shapeshift is ended. They chase forwards. Gush being used as well. Dagger thrown out. They're throwing everything onto 9 here, and he has outstayed his welcome as 9 does die in the bottom lane. Took the tower with him, though.
I think, yeah, that's not a bad death for 9, though. Like, he gets the tower. His shapeshift's on cooldown anyway. Like, if there's going to be a time that he dies, that's the time to die. Like, he's making space for his Lifestealer in the top lane because the Tide had to TP away. It's not too bad.
There's worse ways. Yeah, there's worse ways to go down.
He is going Midas on Lifestealer as well. We were correct. It's a really difficult prediction, I know.
Yeah, wow. Good job, us. There's a reason they pay us the big bucks.
They need these level 6s on the Kaban support, so on the Bane and the Lion, to really make plays this game. Like, until they're online, it's kind of just really this Lycan that can do things.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And Pango has his Javelin now as well, so he's going to be starting to catch back up into the game.
Yeah, it helps with his damage output as well. He can probably start rotating. I mean, he did ditch the boots for this, but we'll be able to go and pick them up now. I mean, what's the point of getting boots when there's a Lycan in the game? He's going to be faster than you anyway. Just say screw it. And
yeah, that's very true.
Creeps have
Lycan has shapeshift in 2 seconds here. And guess which tower he's looking to eye up next? Looks to be the top lane around this ward. The thing is, Empire are doing a really good job, though. They understand Tide's their strongest hero at the moment, so they're just playing around him.
There's that shapeshift being popped by 9 here, and he's going to stand still. No, he's not. He's going to run up to the top.
He wants to get this. He thought he could get the Shaman with his creeps, but...
Oh, okay. Okay. I was wondering.
That's really not very good, though.
Yeah, that is shapeshift down.
The most important one is being able to play when you get the Necro 1, though. He just tips him.
So he tips him as well. Damn, son.
I actually would have liked to have seen this Lifestealer go for Armament now, because this Lycan's had such a good start. And like you said before, just start mowing down towers, but
yeah.
I guess you can just go for it after anyway if you like. I think Radiance is still okay, though, as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they have... Well, maybe they do have enough push to go for the straight for the armlet. Apparently they decided not to, which is also fine.
Yeah, Radiant Glyph as well.
Come in for this. If they kill a Lifestealer now, that is going to be an awful death for him. I mean, he's so close to this Midas.
There's a finger up on the line down here. Spectre has to be careful.
Well, does get caught out by the ground spike and now hexed up as well. Meanwhile, the Lifestealer does get out in the top lane. Actually, Elmo turning on the aggressive now as he throws down the dagger over to Biver. Forcing him back. Madden Tope rotates himself in on the Tide Hunter. Threatening with that Ravage will be enough to force back Kaban here.
Okay, Lycan has a Necro 1 coming out in the courier. He has an Alpha Wolf as well. This is a big timing here. He has to make this next shapeshift work. He has to get a decent amount done here.
Yeah, I mean they're putting wards down in the mid lane even to try and make sure that they give 9 the best possible chance of getting this tower. Meanwhile, putting pressure on bottom as well, trying to rotate some heroes in. It's important as well that DK Phobos is doing this because it does lock at least 1 hero down here to defend this tower as well with this catapult wave also.
Yeah, you want the Spectre to be playing down here by himself, but he can't up against this Brewmaster. And now Lion's level 6 as well. There's such a big threat down in this bot lane against the Spectre that somebody has to sit with him. And like you say, it just allows this Lycan and Lifestealer to just start taking up all the farm on the map.
And down at bottom, they're going on to Vivra, it looks like. The Brew does come out, but there's the Ravage being dropped down, hits onto 2 heroes, and they will be able to bring down Vivra eventually, but he's lasting a lot longer than I thought he would. Finally, the last hit comes in from the Spectre.
That's a Ravage for a Lion, though. That's a long cooldown.
It is a long cooldown.
The Shaman TP'd out from the Lycan.
Man, he made it again. Yeah, no shapeshift this time around, but still, it feels pretty good for this Shaman just to be messing with the Lycan so much.
I think you look to go Roche now while this Ravage is down with the Lycan. Oh, this Spectre's TPing in. Oh. This is Lycan saying, this is my jungle though, buddy. Get out.
Elmo's trying. It's like, well, maybe I can... Nope, okay, alright. You're creeps. You're creeps. Ooh, is he going to get it? No. He's actually hitting the units of Lycan as well.
This is Lycan get 3 wolves instead of 2. That's not fair. What the hell?
I love it when you helm the dominate the wolves as well. It just feels right, you know, the alpha wolf with the 2 Lycan wolves.
Oh, Shaman just hexed a creep top lane.
Ooh, Skidder could be in some trouble. Elmo coming in, and look at those wards blocking his path off perfectly, and now in comes those shackles, and Skidder's taken care of. Does have his Midas though, so, and it is on cooldown. Phew, that's a big part. Yeah. I mean, you know, being dead between your next Midas usage isn't that big a deal.
Have you seen what Biver's building first, by the way, on this line?
On the Lion, on the Leon. Oh wow. You know, what's not really comparable. We had a Lion which did this to us recently. He destroyed us. Position 4 Lion did the exact same thing. My little stack, and yeah, he built the Aghanims and just completely destroyed our game. So it was very sad. Mostly the cooldown more than anything. The tempo you can play with this cooldown, with the ridiculous cooldown on the Aghanims, is actually insane. Well, Roche is attempted, but quickly backed out of his Empire.
I think like this Lycan really wants to fight now, but his Lifestealer's like, well, I just want to farm and get this Radiance online. So you now have these 2 cores that want to hit different timings, and Lycan doesn't really have anyone to fight with. Like,
he's a lonely guy.
Maybe with the Lion it's okay, but it's not great. Like, you don't really have any lockdown, so you're kind of reliant on just getting a Fiend script off. Fiend script, sorry.
You said that all time I've casted with you, but that's the first time you apologise for it.
Never mind.
Just roll with it, dude. Just work. Uh-oh, Hex out. Lifestealer in trouble again, but thankfully his Animite is on cooldown again, so it's all good. They're actually going into the fight this though. Shapeshift used as they're running forwards here. Not sure who to go for. The sleep is out onto the Shaman. Now a false promise to break it, and look at this bowling ball just ricking through everybody right now. Phobos up, but he's on his own. He can't get the split off actually. He's being held still by those shackles, but now breaks out of it. They'll turn around, they'll kill Sayo and Archangel. 9 just ripping through this fight. The Ravage is used, doesn't catch anybody, even though that tentacle is literally inside 9, but whatever. Empire back themselves away. Well, not quite worth, as we would say. And Kaban straight into the pit. 2 heroes dead. They've got a small window of opportunity to try and take this one. They've got to be quick about it, though. They don't have the Ravage, though. That's the big thing. That's all that Kaban wanted from this fight, was the Ravage.
Have the Necrobooks still up? No, they're gone. Oh, no, it's up a little, 20 more seconds.
They're actually trying to run down the tide here. This is a tricky guy to get as the finger from the low ground. Not quite enough. 9 caught inside the snakes, and they bring him down. 9 is dead. Trying to defend this Roche a little bit too heavily there, but there was like, I mean, we're still 60 minutes into the game, guys. These respawn timers are very, very small. They did just allow Empire to get straight back into that fight and really punish the Lycan for overextending there. Medallion picked up by the tide. I like that.
Yeah, I'm really worried for Kaban now. It feels like they've missed the timing with this Lycan, where he's really starting to fall off now. The Spectre's keeping up in farm with a Lycan. Like this,
yeah.
This Lycan should be taking over the game more, but his Lifestealer is just trying to hit a completely different timing. And with this Lifestealer dying twice in a row, his Radiance has been delayed so much.
Yeah, and I mean,
like post 20 minutes.
What would have happened if this Lifestealer would have been going for the armlet? You know, he probably would have had it by now because it had been buying the components and dying with less money. I don't know.
Even if he went armlet instead of Midas as well, like, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's difficult to go all in though and just try and end the game. It's very risky. So
it is, but at the same time, you know, this Lycan is. I can't really see him having much of a game from now on. I don't know. I mean, he could always split push and such, but in terms of taking over the game...
It's really good against the Shaman and the Oracle all game, though.
Yeah.
They don't really do too much against him. He just runs them down, so...
I mean, this Pangolier is just ruining this Lycan's pushes here. Just one swashbuckle and he disarms half of them and kills the other half.
Yeah, I mean, Lycan's really good in the lane against it, but yeah, afterwards it's not the same story. The thing is, like, Ravage is up in 10 seconds. They've got Haunt up. Rolling Thunder's up. Wards are up in 10 seconds as well. Like, we talked about teams having long cooldowns this game, but nobody's really making a move that often. Like, we have these big fights that break out occasionally, but we don't really have like little skirmishes. It's only really the Lifestealer that's been picked off by any of those. The Spectre's just not being touched at all. She's 3-0-4. You can't just let the Spectre get away with this in the early game.
Yeah, that's a crazy KD as they jump straight away in. They're trying to bring down... Who is this in here? It's a Lycan actually, as 9 will get killed. Caught in the ward traps once again. The doggy is put in his cage. Meanwhile,
Doggy's been put down, mate, not been put in a cage, I'll be honest. This is,
it's certainly feeling that way as they find Biver as well. Team Empire getting 2 kills on their side of the map and now looking towards this middle tower. And you said it, they've got those ultimates, they're going to use them, and they're still holding on to this Ravage as well. So still plenty of momentum to be had and remains in Empire's tank here.
They used the shapeshift as well on the Lycan even just before he died. So I think it's as well like Spectre doesn't even have to commit to that fight. She just haunts and then just carries on farming bot lane. And she's just doing whatever she wants. This is a problem with this Lion Bane combination. They're both so slow at the start of the game. We talked about not being able to rotate on your supports at other points in this series, and it feels like another example.
Spectre going for this Manta as well. It's a very nice item versus the Lifestealer to just kind of purge off the open wounds. A couple of other things you can get rid of as well, like the Enfeeble and the...
Manta's just good as well with having the extra desolate damage from the illusions, so...
Yeah, of course. I still don't think you build it if there's nothing to block.
I think you can sometimes still. It's just really good against these squishy supports like the Lion and the Bane. You pop Haunt, pop Manta, and they just die. They don't really deal with that Manta very well. Yeah, maybe Bane can like Nightmare himself, but then one of the illusions just takes it off anyway.
Go for my top. Go.
Well, 20 minutes into this game, and the bounties are going...
But don't worry, dude. Biver's almost got an Ags, so we're fine. Fine for down.
Always hate it when people can bottle and use bounty runes. It makes everything very confusing, but Radiant got 2, Dai got 2. Kodis is holding on to his.
Look at how this Tide's itemizing, by the way. He's just going Vlad's into Vessel. Vlad's into Solar Crest. It's just all armor.
Oh, they've caught him again inside this ward trap. 9 in some trouble, and there's not. Well, Biver's here around. He's actually going to get a snipe off onto Zayu, but 9 is dead, and now the Haunt being used as well. Biver trying to TP himself out of this. One is just about going to make it. They're both actually able to escape back to their base here. So Sind and Lion, the great escape of the supports.
They tried to go for both kills instead of one of the kills, unfortunately. So
yeah.
Both the supports managed to get out. But the thing is, like, they use Haunt there, right? But you're like, okay, maybe we can fight now because Haunt's down. They still have Ravage. Like, I don't think you can fight into Ravage either. And this Lifestealer is still not picked up his Radiance. He's still 500, 400 gold away. And it's really almost 22 minutes.
Yeah, really slow timing. I mean, he got killed quite a few times and... generally hasn't had the freest game in the world. His lane wasn't super easy, so yeah, understandable for sure, but still feels rough.
I like how Elmo's being efficient with his farming as well, just daggering between 2 camps. It's the little things, but you know, nice little play still.
Radiant are scanning.
Doing as much damage as he can with his skills. At least Biver got a finger kill. It's plus 50, dude.
He's getting there, isn't he? Is that Rolling Thunder I heard?
They're spamming it because they're smoking. He's waiting around.
Getting bored.
They really want to get this Lycan again.
They're really close to him.
Does Shaman have a
Do actually have as he runs into vision here, hexed up, but they will not. Oh, they get it just about with the Ravage. Meanwhile, DK Phobos jumps into the middle of this. They're actually going to try and fight this as a split is used. They're trying to bring down Sire, but the False Promise is going to keep him alive. Like Archangel throwing in the heals. Meanwhile, Cinderin from the sidelines holding the Pangolier still with the Fiend's grip. But what does it matter? They'll just snipe him for low ground anyway. Hex now out onto the Life Stealer as well. He tries to come into the side of Vibe, but Sire catches him with the Disables, the Hex, the Shackles. He gets inside a creep, but bursts back out again and tries to fight it up, but it's just not happening. Radiant's got, but life is gone. Now they're looking towards the lion as well. Biver on the run, but he's a chicken. He's a lion. He is dead. Madden gets a double kill. 4 heroes dead. It's a disaster for Kaban. This game is not looking good.
I got my Radiance, guys. It's time to fight.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, turns up to the fight, immediately gets hexed, immediately gets shackled, and then dies.
Just die. Yeah.
Well, I think if he turned his Radiance off before he got in the creeps, he would have been fine.
He would have been okay.
He would have been okay, but because he had his Radiance on, he was just killing the creep he was hiding inside. It's kind of like hiding in a tree and then setting the tree on fire.
just Oh god. And the thing is, yeah, this Roche has spawned again now. Like, you just drop the wards, you've got the Spectre that does the extra damage with the Desolate.
Crazy anti-armor coming out.
Yeah, the Solar Crest. And they're just finding this Lycan time and time again. And all of a sudden, they've just lost all the momentum that they built up in the laning stage.
Absolutely. Empire have done a great job of targeting him out. Kodos, well, he's just going to roll away from his problems. Maybe not. Yeah, well, he's just hanging out, enjoying life as a ball. Running forward, silencing up the Life Stealer, and now the Haunt comes in. They're trying to bring down the Life Stealer on the backline. Skinner is the target of this gank, but meanwhile, Kaban, they're trying to bring down the Pangolier here, but he's absolutely fine. Shapeshift being used. They're chasing down Archangel here. Will they get him? Dagger flies wide, doesn't connect. Now the False Promise is going to be used onto the Oracle as Kodo's trying to bring in, do a bit of damage here with the Swashbuckle. Stomped onto 3 from the Lycan. Down goes Archangel, blown up in the middle of the fight. Kodos is gone as well. 2 kills for Kaban so far. It might actually be going their way as Elmo's starting to drop as well. He will die. Aegis is gone. Can they actually fight this? 19 seconds until the Ravage. It's a long time to wait, but 9 is just being brought down. The beautiful blocks with the walls, but it's not enough. Really close to the gap. Skidder is gone as well. Both the cores suddenly dead, and this is going to be an easy turnaround for this fight for Empire, I think, as they bring down Cinderin, looking towards Biver as well. Lion trying to limp his way out of this fight. TP, not on your life. He is gone. And finally, DK Phobos will be the last player left alive on the side of Kaban. How much longer will he last? A nice little blink away. Elmo is trying to give chase as fast as he can. He's a pretty quick guy with this build.
On the Oracle, enough? Get next to him. Oh.
Doesn't quite latch. So DK Phobos will get away.
That would have been such a sick play if they'd have pulled that off.
Yeah.
Spectre's going to go and pick up the runes. Oh, no. Brewmaster manages to sneak one. The thing is, like, that fight looks so good, right? You finally take a fight when they don't have Ravage.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. But they have Aegis, so Spectre just comes back alive again and it's still sitting top of the net worth chart. Like, the thing is, you have to kill the Shaman and the Oracle first in these fights, but they don't have any jump. Like, this Lion's gone for an Axe instead of Blink, so he can't target them on the back line. Brewmaster's got Blink, but he can't control them both. Lycan can run in, but it's so awkward.
I mean, that's the thing. Lycan's been trying to run in every single fight, but it's just not been working out for them. I mean, this time it kind of did, but they had the Aegis. That was, like, kind of the big turning point. It's like, yeah, you bring down the Spectre, but what's really the point? Also, they're doing a great job on kind of keeping the target alive. You know, False Promise is such a good spell versus Lycan. This is a guy that wants to run into a fight and bring down his support nice and quickly. That's just not happening. The Oracle is just doing so much work. And if you don't manage to get that kill immediately, the Shadow Shaman is just going to keep you locked down. Talking of which, they found Cinderin, who was on a bit of a warding mission.
I haven't felt the effect from DK Phobos this game at all, though, on the Brewmaster. It feels like in the laning stage, they lost that kill to the Oracle Spectre, which I said it shouldn't be happening. And then after that, the heroes felt so lackluster. He's going for this Ags next, yeah, which is going to increase his damage in the split. Yeah, that's nice, but is it going to make a difference? But what does he build that does make a difference?
I think the real reason for this Ags, I might suggest, is he's looking for the low cooldown so they can fight when Ravage is down more reliably and still have the split available.
Yeah, like, it's okay, but I don't know what he builds that would be any better than Ags anyway.
I like it. I mean, maybe you want some auras to come in, but then again, auras don't actually seem that good against Empire's team right now. A lot of their damage is like non-magical
Like,
kind of
Crimson doesn't work against Serpent Wards.
Exactly.
It's okay.
It's like physical but non-physical attack damage. Meanwhile, they go in, and once again, this time they've got Skitter just blown up immediately. The Lifestealer being made to look like a butterfly as Town goes to with the Ravage. Empire tearing their way through this fight and through this series, to be honest, is not looking good right now as they've gotten the Lycan. The catch is there. Good game is called from within Shaman's shackles, and it is a poetic end to a not-so-poetic game as Kaban unfortunately flunked out of the last game in this Best of 3 series.
I don't really understand what the game plan was on Kaban this game. We talked about how they needed to hit some kind of early timing, but that bot lane did not go as well as they hoped.
Yeah,
the Oracle played Black Archangel played super well this game on the Oracle, and him and the Shaman were my MVPs this game. The Shaman was always finding openings and kills on this Lycan. They played really well.
These supports on the side of Empire were absolutely godly. Like they were doing crazy well in these fights. Like as a Lycan, if you win your mid lane this hard, then you are the support killer, you're the tower killer, and you're the objective getter. And Shaman and Oracle were just like, no. We're the kings of this game. We're controlling you. We are holding the tempo, and we're going to stop you from doing whatever you want to do in this game. Meanwhile, Spectre, a free game. Absolute free game for Elmo this game. 5-0 on the Spectre, roaming around the map, doing whatever, having a great time, just hanging out, getting money.
They never put any pressure on him. Like, the Nine just played the mid lane all the time on the Lycan and got picked off like 3 times in a row. And then DK Phobos is playing bot lane while Skitter just AFK farms his Midas Radiance in the top lane. Dies like twice in a row himself as well. Like, they just didn't make plays on the map as Kaban. And when you're playing against the Spectre, you can't just expect him to not be farming well. Like, he's going to be efficient. He's going to be getting good items.
Yeah.
And I thought the Tide's item choices this game were really good as well. He was even building in towards an Ags, which is just awesome.
Yeah, it gives you like that more team fight, because they didn't need the Ravage to fight in the game, to be honest. They didn't need the Ravage to run at them. So again, just an Aghanims is a perfect item for that. It makes you a much more effective hero, which isn't based around your ultimate. Really tight game, especially from Archangel and Sai. I mean, I think Archangel's been doing really well all game, all series, to be honest. Sai,
the Wyvern game as well. He just played very well too. So
exactly. Sai kind of not super convincing, not the playstyle we're used to seeing from his Tiny, and especially in that first game, which I believe he was on the...
I think he played alright in the Tiny game.
He played okay, but I mean...
That was the second game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
With the Wyverns. Yeah, like, I think the supports between them are the MVPs of the whole series.
Oh, for sure.
Like, they had this really rough first game where they messed up. Like, it's whatever, just they put it behind them, and they just take the series pretty convincingly, to be honest. It's really well played. They played around that Pango much better in the third game than they did in the first game.
Yeah, they did. Absolutely.
Feels like we saw the Grimstroke in game 1 to counter out the Pango by Kaban, and then in game 2, Kaban pick up the Pango themselves, which is countered out by the Wyvern. In this game, like, they've got the Bane on Kaban to be able to help deal with the Pango, but it's not really the same. Like, Kodos had much more of a free game than the other 2 Pangos that we saw. Much easier for him to play.
Alrighty, well, that is going to tie off our brackets for tonight, and that is going to mean that Team Empire are going up to the upper bracket to face off versus Team Singularity in the upper bracket finals for their place in the grand finals. Meanwhile, Kaban are going to be knocked to the lower bracket, while they will have to face off versus the likes of Pavaga, Potato Patata. And the battle with the elimination threat as well is going to be stressful times for Kaban. Team Empire going to be very happy with this victory they pulled off today. Definitely the closer match of today. And, the series felt that way as well, and it went the distance as well. So no surprises there from me, to be honest. But good to see both teams kind of laying down the law. Kaban, a couple of things to work on. Great game 1, and Nine has had a really good game all round. But, I mean, they just focused him so hard for this time. So hopefully we'll get to see a bit more from him in tomorrow's games, which will of course be starting I think a little bit starting at the same time, starting at the exact same time tomorrow, so 4 o'clock CET. So come along for that. We'll be here taking you through the games, and we'll see you tomorrow for those, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.